Hey everybody, hey. How's everybody doing? I'm going to take a few moments to talk about just a subject matter that I woke up with on my heart, and I pray that it's received the way it'll be given, and it's been given to me today. I'm really going to talk about, you know, uh, what's wrong with the black man today, or what is portrayed or being said that's wrong with him. I pray as many people who are watching this can really hear my heart today. And so just take a moment, give you a moment to come in wherever you may be. Let me make sure that I'm sharing this with the public. Okay, great. All right. All right. I think everybody now can see this. Okay. Just discussing some of the challenges that black men are facing, and also what is what is wrong. That's what I keep hearing. Is there anything wrong with the black man today? So as you come in, I'm going to greet you. Let's see. Come on in. Come on in. Because this is all we hear. Is there anything wrong with black men today? That's all we hear about. I hear it in every circle I'm around. I hear it. What's wrong with the black man? What's wrong with black men? Let's hope let's pray that we can address some of the things that I sense are really happening as to why you're hearing that quite often. One of the things some of you might know is that I am hosting a conference very soon, and I'm looking forward to really seeing God move mightily in that conference, heal many black men, and of course all men that attend, but in particular those who have felt the weight of this thing that we're seeing and hearing in society. I hear it quite often among black women. What's wrong with black men? I hear it so often that it causes me to really ponder as to why his flaws and issues are so highlighted. Why are his flaws and issues so highlighted? There's not a single human species that is flawed or stained with scars, wounds, and bruises. That is not flawed, stained without scars, wounds, or bruises. Yet there is always something wrong with black men. Okay. Ooh, always. That's all you ever hear. Um, Now, I'm not going to be negligent to ignore all the negative comparative statistics that focus on uh, our struggles, and particularly as Black men. Yet, uh, could those statistics actually be strategically contrived by a society that's always seen Black men in a negative light? You got to think about that. I could speak all day of the atrocities that Black men have endured in America and in the world. I'm finding out the more I travel. Speak of the slavery, system of slavery that he's had to survive. I can speak of the prison system that was birthed in hatred toward the black man, uh, that he has had to, of course, deal with that. This system that was birthed in hatred toward black man and constructed literally to keep him uh, enslaved and from moving up in society. Okay. I could speak of a predominantly white religious church system that has never really stood up for him or defended him, despite all society has done to him. So there's a lot of things I can say as to why there are issues that black men may have, but none of these things seem to matter to anyone but the black man himself, because he is forever hearing the phrase, "What's wrong with black men? What's wrong with the black man?" So think about it. You never hear anyone hardly say what's wrong with white men, what's wrong with Asian men, or what's wrong with the Native American man, the Hispanic man, at least not among themselves. You just don't hear that. But you kind of always hear that among us. As if these other men are flawless. They all have good jobs. They all have a strong work ethic and they all have great businesses. They all provide for their families. They never have affairs. They never leave their families and always have been there for their children. And do you really think that all men of these ethnicities don't have issues? Is it so prevalent among us that even the good ones don't get praise or esteemed? Think about that. You hear this so much that even the good Black men that are doing well by their families, that are great models in society, they hardly get praised or esteemed. And the moment they mess up or make a mistake, it is still so, it is highlighted, it is constantly talked about. So could this be a culture thing? I'm wondering. Could this be just a culture thing of self-hatred and self-rejection? I mean, is the Black man that bad? I don't believe he is. I don't believe he is. I don't believe he is at all. I think much of this is rooted in self-hatred and self-rejection among our people. I'm being, there's a new trend that's been happening the last several years, and that is uh, when Black men seem to reach a certain economic status or a certain place in society, we're noticing that they're marrying outside of their culture. And the same is actually happening for Black women also. They are marrying outside of their culture now uh, as they grow up in society. Now, again, I am not against mixed marriages or integrated marriages. In fact, I think that it's one of the most beautiful things you can see. I have family members that have integrated marriages, so I am not against that at all. I want you to know that. Believe where you find love, you find love. But when you do that because you say things like, they know good Black men, or there's a problem with the sisters, then that's to me is not the right motivation to find love. And this is what we're seeing today. This is what you're hearing today. So I'm saying today, I'm getting on that we need to, we're going to see some real uh, men rise up in society and Black men really taking their rightful place. We got to start changing our focus on Black men. We have to start focusing on what is actually right about him. And there's a lot of things that are right about Black men. Black men are brilliant. They're very strong. They have strength. They're compassionate. They have strong business acumen. They're great mentors. They're great creative. They're fashionable, and they're, they, they're very romantic. There are a lot of great things that can be said about Black men. And I pray that if you're watching this, you will change your focus moving forward and start speaking life over them. Because faith comes by hearing, and the more we keep perpetuating this language, what's wrong with the Black man? Where is the Black man? What's wrong with Black? You keep speaking that over them, you're going to just perpetuate it. Even if it isn't true, it's going to shape your perspective. And if we don't change it, it's not going to get any better. I'm not a perfect Black man. I struggle with self-esteem. I struggle with getting some things together as a young man. Uh, and my challenges has been, as I've had many challenges as a man, growing up as a man, even since I've been married. But I know that I'm a good man, even with those flaws. And I know that someone had to love me and speak life over me in order for me to get to where I'm at. So I'm no different than anyone else. If life is spoken over me, if I'm properly mentored, I believe the same can happen to anybody else. They can rise to a place of prominence, and yet they can still be a blessing to society. Uh, I've been called to do a conference called Legacy Conference for Men. Started a couple of years ago. I felt the least qualified to do it, but God called me to do it. And these are some of the things we're going to challenge in our conference. And I pray that if you're watching this, that you would uh, encourage your man to come to Legacy Conference for Men. It's going to be held at Dream Life Worship Center in Baltimore, June 6th to the 8th. It'll be a very powerful conference of healing, deliverance, building, strengthening men, and even particularly Black men also. So I hope you can join us. I hope you can be a part of it. And I hope you think hard about what I just shared with you today. May it be a blessing to you. And perhaps you can join along with me and start speaking life to Black men.